Brian. So Brian, you know, you and I had a brief chat before the webinar started, and I think, you know, when anybody comes on a webinar, it's a little bit daunting. It can be a bit nerve-wracking, but we're all friends here, and I think we'd love to hear, you know, what was the situation that you were facing, and what did you do? Remember, you were doing this. What did you do, and how did it? What's going on at the moment? Give us an idea of where you are right now.
Yeah, well, briefly, just to give you an insight of what happened, I lost my wife 2.5 years ago to cancer. Now, obviously, that was bad enough, but more pertinent, I suppose, to what's happening now is I also lost half the income from the house. Then, of course, interest rates started going up. I was suffering profound mental health issues because of both things, obviously, and eventually the mortgage company decided, due to the arrears, that they were going to repossess the house. They appointed a solicitor who contacted me. I mentioned to the solicitor about the mental health issues. I actually got the GP because he was worried about my health. He even sent a letter to the solicitor and the judge and the mortgage provider asking for leniency and giving me a little bit of time. I actually then made an offer to continue to restart the payments. So I thought, you know, obviously the letters they send, we're here to help. I'm sure people have received those. The solicitor got in touch with me and said, sorry, we can't accept you £650 a month, we want over 1,000. So I was screwed, basically. So they recommended that it was repossessed. Repossession was supposed to occur on the 25th of September, but round about that time I actually saw the webinar with Mabeen, and that just sort of gave me a lot of hope. I just asked instructed Andrew to send the notices. After the first or second, I'm not sure, I got a really nasty letter from the solicitor, and almost verbatim, for people who don't think Ian knows what he's talking about. They mentioned that, I've just got it here, but I'll just read a little bit from it, that it has no legal basis and does not provide any reason why we should not commence with legal proceedings. This is, by the way, after all the letters about mental health and the fact that I'd made them an offer. And they also said that the courts don't look kindly onto this sort of notice, and that legal costs would increase and I would be liable for them. I again got in touch with Andrew, told him about this, and I said, I'm not happy, I cannot cope with this, and can we do anything about it? And I then instructed him, because I'd remembered that they weren't allowed to contact us from one of Ian's webinars, and I suggested to Andrew, or asked Andrew, to send a letter to them. In the letter, by the way, they also said they'd give me another 14 days, so that would take us into beginning of October for the repossession to occur. It's now the 28th of December. The repossession hasn't happened. I've never had another letter from the solicitor. From the 25th of September, when repossession was supposed to occur, it's now 3 months and 3 days, and I'm still sitting here, and what this thing has done, yes, I've still got problems, yes, I've still got mental health problems, but what this has done is actually given me a little bit of hope. And there might be people out there listening to this who have just financial problems, and it causes mental health issues. And I think I want to mention to someone that the mental health side is sometimes more important than the financial side. This does alleviate the mental health a little bit, but the cherry and the icing on the cake will be, as Mabeen said earlier on, if we can monetize these liens. And I would advise anybody to go for it. It really is. It has changed my outlook totally, 100%. Hope's the word I use, and it is. It's an incredible feeling from where I was in September.
Thank you, Brian. I mean, what I take from that is that, you see, we've all been there. We've all been in that place of fear, including me years ago. I mean, until I knew all this, that's exactly where they want to get you, and that causes you to have these doubts and you know, anxiety attacks and all that stuff. And you know, it's a very dark place to be, and that's exactly where they want you, because they can control you through that fear, and that's what the whole system is based on. So the knowledge that you've now got and the wisdom that you've got of instructing Andrew to, you know, to issue your notices, they're your notices coming from your core, it's done, you know, it's done the trick. It's put them in their place. It's put the mortgage provider, they may not fully understand it, but those above them do understand it. And that's why they are now writing, as you, I think, described it, begging letters. So,
it actually increases your self-esteem as well if you're on a downer, because you're in a position more of, I think you used the word, you're in a position of power. I never really believed that. I'm not saying I feel powerful, don't get me wrong, but it just gives you a feeling that you're not just waiting to get trod on. You know, you've got to, there's something there that you can fight with, and that's very, very important to people who are in deep shit, pardon my French.
It's, you know, the only remedy is to know who you are, and to wield that power that is coming from consciousness. There is nothing more powerful. And all the way through our lives, we've been programmed to be subservient to the system, which is what they want. And what I Am Free does is it turns the tables. And you know, you're living proof of that. And so is Mabeen, and so am I.